So welcome all to, we're going to start today a little bit differently than we usually do. We're going to start doing some, let's see, I have to adjust my screen a little bit. Some warm-ups just to get our body accustomed to moving. But these are Qigong warm-ups, so it's more than just that. The Qigong is I'm just a huge fan of Qigong because it's an ancient movement. Okay, and we can just start like this. Ancient movement, like yoga, developed, but I would say with Qigong, there was more of a sense, a medicinal sense, I think you could almost say, that really is truly maintained. I mean, aimed at maintaining and improving our health and well-being, which eventually leads to the enlightenment that that really is what yoga is trying to do. So as we are swaying, what I'd love for you to feel is a total looseness in your body. Maybe as you're swaying back and forth, it's your body that's moving your arms and they're just gently resting at your side. I mean, just gently moving, but not because of the back moving, not because they're moving intentionally. That makes sense. And then we can lift up one heel as we turn to the right, lift up the left heel, turn, etc. And maybe go into this a little deeper and feel this in your back. And this actually has many benefits. It helps us squeeze out chi that no longer serves us. And then we can start bending our elbows perhaps and touching various points, getting the liver and the kidney. And then this is the lung meridian up by the shoulder. And like I said, tapping the kidney in the back. And then we can just slow it down. And I actually heard of somebody who it was recommended, who had lower back issues, and it was recommended that she do this several times throughout the day. Just with the idea that you really feel that sense of looseness in your body, so that you can almost feel that chi flowing. So slowly come on back. Slowly come on back. And then what we'll do a little bit of a sway from side to side. So we kind of sway around and around. So actually, let's start with our arms just moving because our body's moving. So when I sway to the right, my left heel rises. And then maybe we can bring up our arms a little bit more. But in a way that we really and truly feel that the momentum of our gentle curving our spine is curving our body, our whole is what's moving the arms. The arms are just so relaxed and the shoulders are relaxed. Easy does it. And another way to feel even more relaxed is to just bring a half smile to your face. And then we'll slow it down. Nice, and come on back. And then just bring one arm over the head, push out on the hip. Feel nice long length through that side of the body. And then the other side. And if I'm combining a little bit of yoga with our Qigong. So if we want to really get into this a little bit more, you can grab hold of your wrist and pull it. It doesn't matter which side we go to. And pull back on your shoulder a little bit. And then on over to the other side and pull back on the shoulder. and then back. Nice. Okay, now this is with the curled fingers, we gently tap our body. Actually, I say gently, but if you want to tap it a little harder, you can. Just, you tune into your own body and see what feels right for you, and tapping where it feels right. But this helps also unblock any maybe stagnant chi. We get under our arms, keeping the shoulders relaxed, and then turn the palm upward. And you can, sometimes people call it a fist if you want, or you can, so you can slap or kind of tap with your fist. Turn your palm down and come on up. I feel like this kind of unblocks stagnant chi, but it also just gets the chi moving. I love doing this. And then the other side. Around the neck, under the arms, and then down with the palm facing up, down the inside of your arm, and with the palm facing down up the back of your arm, all the way up. And then we'll get our neck, around our neck and our head. This is tapping our head is good for our brain, good for our memory, good to keep. But I now, wait a second, I got it. Okay, so now we'll get the back, our back as high up as we can. Our back and our tush. And then we're going to come up the kidney channel. The kidney channel is either side of the spine. And so come down the kidney channel, and then I'll turn around, and then we'll come down the outside of our legs, tapping down the outside and up the inside. And down the back side. And as we're doing this to ourselves, if we feel any areas, that definitely need some extra attention, perhaps later on you can go to those areas. Then come on up, and then we're going to get the groin, tap the groin. Okay, so now I'm going to focus a little bit around our back and our hips now. So, or just loosen up the shoulders first and the neck. So with your hands on your hips, so you can have your hand on the rim of your pelvis so that the thumb is on the back part of the rim and the fingers might be on that little, what is it? That little point there. I can't remember the name. Anyway, and then, so you can have your hands here, or you can have them on the small of your back. I really want to do that so you really can feel your hands moving as we're doing this. So first, very easily, we'll tilt our pelvis up, and so you can feel your fingers coming forward and the thumb down and the thumb lifting up, and then slowly tilt, change the position. So you really get into that area there. You really feel like your pelvis, like your whole, actually, it's almost your body is moving over those sitting bones. And as you're doing this, let your shoulders be nice and relaxed. Nice. So we really get into that low back and hip area. Okay, so now we'll come back to center and we'll lift up. Try as much as you can, tune into your body and see if you're doing it from your foot more, if you're lifting from your foot, or if you're lifting more from your hip. So it's almost like we're squeezing the rib cage and the waist, going from side to side. And you want, So you want to feel that rocking motion as much as possible. See if your shoulders stay right over those hips. So you're not really rocking back and forth so much with anything except your hips, any part of your body. Really moving into those hips. Nice, nice. And now we'll make a really small circle with our hips. And so the image you could use is as if there's a paintbrush at the very bottom, between the bottom of your torso, and you're making a circle between your feet with that paintbrush. A small circle first, we'll start off, and then reverse directions. And you might put the hands on the small of your back and see if that feels better for you. And then, okay, and now we'll make nice big, big circles going around and around. And you know, just like we were focusing on relaxing our body before, let's do the same thing. Like we're just doing this with so much ease, so much fluidity and ease. And then we'll reverse directions. So these are just a few little Qigong warm-ups for our body, for certain areas of our body. And so now what we can do, let's come on down to our backs, and we'll do a few more things that can be very nurturing for our low back. Low back things, low back and shoulders seem to be areas for all of us that need a little extra TLC. So like I said, we'll come on down to our back. And of course, working with our core muscles is also good for the back and strengthening our thighs. So, so first, we'll start with our legs up straight, and then we can bend our knees so that our knees are over our hips. And just tap the floor and bring that knee into your chest. Now, and so we'll go back and forth. So tap with the right foot and then with the left foot. Okay, and let's just stop for a moment and put our feet on the floor. So again, we'll put our hands on our pelvis, on the rim of our pelvis. And as we're doing this, we want to, when we bring our leg in, we're engaging our belly, our core muscles. And then when we bring it out, tapping the floor, we relax a little bit, but no movement in the hips here. We want to keep the hips and the rib cage downward. So exhale, bring that in, and inhale, tap, other leg, tap, and you can make your you can straighten your knee as much as you want. Remember, the core muscles are the hips, at the hips, I mean, the belly, the tush, and the pelvic floor. And now we're going to change the way we do this a little bit. We'll bring our knees into our chest, bend our knees, and lift up one leg and exhale it down. And then come back. I was making it into 3. We can make it into 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Let's do it 4 or 5 times on one side. 2, 2. So we don't want to lift our hips. And I don't know, I lose count, as we all know. And then 5 times on the other side. Okay, and then we'll do bicycle. Now, with bicycle, it's so interesting because we can just go like this, and it's easy peasy. Or if you really want to bring some intention into it, you can make really slow round movements with your bicycle, and really feel that you're engaging those good old core muscles. A little extra oomph into them. And slow. Now we're all going to intentionally make this so slow. Up and slow. That one leg comes down, the other leg straightens and comes down. Slow and easy. Make sure if your head, your chin is tucked, so you're not hyperextending the back of your neck. Slow and easy. And then bring your knees into your chest. Now, when we bring our knees into our chest, first we'll start with our knees over our, right over our hips here. And kind of snuggle your back into the mat. And then from here, pull the knees in and feel how, as you pull the knees in, what is going on in your back. Now, when you pull the knees in as far as you can, and then you pull them over to the right, just notice where the twist is in your back. It will maybe be different for all of us. I feel it definitely more in my upper back, or almost up to my shoulders. Almost up there, and then back, and then we'll go, keeping those knees tucked in, we'll go over to the other side. And then come on back. And now we'll bring the knees so that maybe they're not quite over our hips, but maybe more over our solar plexus area. So they're not, we're not parallel, we're not perpendicular here. We're in a little bit. And then we'll pull those knees over to the right. And just notice where that twist is in your back. I think the more we become aware of what's going on in our body, the more we can work, our minds and our bodies can work together. Come on back to center, and we'll go on over to the other side. The more our minds and bodies can work in harmony with each other. Okay, and now we're going to come back. And now we'll just keep those knees right over our hips, correct, and go over to the side. And we really get a different flavor with each one of these twists. Now this time we'll go a little bit deeper. So extend your legs out in front of you, out to the side, I should say. And then maybe you can grab hold of your toes, or you can grab hold behind your left calf muscle. You can grab hold of the left calf muscle. And you can maybe even bring that leg in a little bit more, that left leg in, and feel some more letting go in your back here. Middle back, it goes all the way through from your middle back, perhaps. And then come on back, bend the knees, come on over to the other side. And so on this side, we'll start just like we did with our knees over our hips, coming on over. And just checking in how that feels. And if it's available, we can straighten out our legs and grab hold of the calf or the toes. of the right leg, the upper leg. Okay, and now we're going to go into this a little bit deeper now. So come on back and just bring your knees into your chest like you normally do, and come on over. But this time we're going to bring the under. We're going to out the upper leg. So I'm twisting over to the right, and my left leg is coming forward. I can grab hold of that, and then I'm bending my lower leg and grabbing hold of the foot or reaching towards that foot and pulling that back. So I'm stretching out the quadricep there. And if I flex the left foot, I'm actually getting a stretch through the back part of my leg. And just let your head be really relaxed and easy, so you don't feel any tension whatsoever in your shoulders and neck. Take one more nice breath in here. Inhale. Exhale, and as you're exhaling, come on back to center. And let's just put our feet down and stay in a neutral position for a breath. And then we'll go on over to the other side. So come all the way down. And so we'll stretch out the right leg and grab hold of that. And then bend the left knee. This side's harder for me. Bend the left knee and grab hold of the foot if it's available, or just reach towards the foot and pull that thigh, pull the knee towards the center of the mat. And again, really relax your head and shoulders, and especially that good old neck. Just ease, maybe roll your head up gently back and forth. Relaxing the shoulders down, and then release it all. Come on back, nice and easy. And bring those knees into the chest. Put your feet on the floor and just pause for a moment. Actually, let's bring our knees in, and so we're kind of going to do an upside down child's pose. So just grab hold of your thigh, put your arms around your legs. Could be your thighs, that is more comfortable, or maybe your lower legs. But just feel like you're in a child's pose for just a breath or two. Neutralizing the body. And then we'll rock. We'll rock up and back, rock and rock. And so the next time you rock, see if you can hold it there. And into Navasana, boat pose. And then we'll come on forward and open up our legs and just pull back on our sitting bones a little bit and rock from side to side. Rock from one sitting bone to another, just loosening up the body again a bit. And now to really stretch out those legs, let's flex our feet, pull our toes back, and you want to look at that alignment, the toes lined up with the shins and the knees. We're not going to stay here very long. And we'll just do another little twist. So come on over to one side, it doesn't matter which side. Keeping the shoulders relaxed, keeping the body straight, and then on over to the other side. And then we'll just go a little bit deeper with the twist. You can bring your back, so I'm twisting over to my left. I'm bringing my left arm behind me. Chin into the chest. And then going over to the other side. So whatever side you're twisting in, bring that arm behind you. Beautiful. And then come on back to center. Now grab hold behind your thighs and come on up And we're going to come up to standing. Now, this will be your choice. Perhaps you can come up through a squat. And if you choose to come up through a squat, you can take your, we're not going to stay here very long, but if you do, you can take your elbows or arms and push them against your thighs, opening up that inner thigh there. And then what I'd love for you to do is really engage, if you're in that squat, engage your tush, engage your thighs, and lift up your tush and let your head reach down towards the earth. And then from here, maybe grabbing hold of your elbows very, very slowly. Come on up. Come on up. All the way up to standing, to our good old, our beautiful Tadasana. Okay. So, you know, I was thinking today, and I probably have mentioned this before, but I think sun salutations, I have a lot of affection for because I think it gets so much of our body. It gets strength in the upper body, it gets strength in the legs, et cetera, et cetera. But I remember when my children were young and I often didn't get a chance to go to the class, I would at least do a few sun salutations every morning. And I'm just grateful to this flow. So that's why I like to pretty much do it in every class that I teach. So we'll come on up to the front of our mats. And of course, there's so many variations of sun salutations. Hands into prayer pose. And actually, let's just let our hands drop down by our sides and feel that sense of complete letting go of this is what I call, let's feel a sense of Shavasana in Tadasana. And you know, if we really tune in, when our bodies are so relaxed, we can almost feel that chi, that prana moving around our body. And the prana or the chi is so wise, it knows just where to go. We almost don't have to direct it. Okay, now we'll bring our hands into prayer. And inhale out and up over our head. Exhale, come into a swan dive forward fold. And then inhale halfway up. Now, halfway. Now, this is a nice pose. So see if you can really feel that your back is parallel to the earth. And then maybe bringing your hips right over the heels. And once you have your hips over the heels, it's almost like you want to tilt the tailbone up to the sky to get some length and even strength, a little bit more length and strength in your legs. And then from here, come into a forward fold. Bend your knees, bring your hands down by your feet, and let's step straight back with our right foot. And then bend into the left knee. And actually from here, with our hands on the ground, we're just going to kind of bend and straighten our left leg. But let's feel that we're doing it from our tush, that we're lifting our tush up and bringing our tush back down. And then we'll come into, just stay with our leg bent, our front leg bent, and then bring your arms behind you, lifting up your chest a little bit so that we're kind of diagonal. And then sweep your arms all the way up to the sky into high crescent. We'll float all the way down by that front foot and step all the way back into downward dog. So again, let's get that feeling of our tailbone moving. So here we are in down dog. Our hands are forward. Our hands are, most of the weight is on the finger part of the hands and not so much on the wrist, on the finger and palms, but not the wrist. And then tilt the tailbone up to the sky, relax your neck for sure, and then maybe tilt it downwards. So just move that tailbone back and forth a little bit. And then find more or less a neutral-ish position with the tailbone. And then we'll float into plank or knee plank. Actually, let's all come to knee plank here. And with our knees slightly behind our hips and our wrists slightly in front, we'll bring our chest forward, bend our elbows, and engage the belly, engage those core muscles, the belly, tush, and pelvic floor, and slowly come down. Just slowly come down. And then let's do Sphinx pose. So with Sphinx, I'll come forward. With Sphinx, your arms are like, your elbows and hands are lined up. And then we just press our pubic bone into the mat. And let's come down a little low first. So as we press our arms into the mat and we lift up, let's pay a lot of attention to our low back. And the minute we feel any discomfort, we'll just stay there. Stay wherever that position is. It could be that we stay a little bit lower. It could be that we can get up a little higher. No big deal. Okay, and then we'll come on back, down, hands by the floating ribs, bend the knees, and push yourself straight on up, roll back, come onto your toes, lift up into down dog, and then walk on up to your hands. Inhale halfway, exhale deepen. And then bend your knees or keep your legs straight depending on your back and hamstrings, and arms out and over your head, down. So we'll do the same, we'll do a similar thing on the other side. Inhale out and up. Exhale, lead with the heart into a swan dive. Inhale halfway, exhale deepen. Bend your knees, step back with your left foot, left toe curled under. And so we'll bend and straighten our right leg, and straighten, and straighten, bend, while we are strengthening, and straighten, bend and straighten, bend and straighten. Okay, and then we'll bend into that knee, bring our arms behind us, so we're in a diagonal position, and then we can float our arms all the way up to the sky into high crescent pose. We'll sweep our arms down. We'll step back into plank or knee plank. So you can do full plank now if that's available. And very, very slowly descend. And just go into any little back bend that feels right for you. We can do locust. We can do half locust or cobra. You know, we've played with all of these before. So just tune into your body and do what's right for you. And then come on down, curl your toes under, and lift yourself all the way up and back into down dog. And come on down to your hands and knees. So let's bring our right foot behind us, curl the right toe under, and then lift that leg up, and then bring your left arm out in front of you. And come on down. And then bring your left foot behind you and lift up, and your right arm. So both arm and leg are parallel to the ground. And then from here, and I'll go over on this side. Okay, so we'll do right leg behind us, left arm in front. And then from here, come come over to your side and lift up that right leg into the side plank, a modified side plank. Come on down, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. So right arm, left leg, and then come on, keeping that leg lifted. Up your arm, and then come on down. And then curl the toes under and lift on back into our down dog and walk up to your hands and inhale halfway, exhale deepen, and then come all the way up and down and then back into prayer pose. Okay, so I want to start emphasizing more and more balancing. I think I mentioned this last week. I happened to see yoga for seniors on PBS, and they just said how important balance is for us as every single human being on the face of the earth is aging. So nobody except Benjamin Button, right? Okay, so when I balance, I actually don't like to be on my mat. I mean, and if you think about it, the mat is just the beginning of more and more push, right? So who wants to balance on their mattress or on pillows? So I just think we have more stability if we're off of our mat. Unless, well, that's up to each of us individually. So, continuing with that theme that we did earlier of on our backs, of bending our knee, let's go ahead and actually really engage. When you lift up your left knee, engage, feel that you're lifting it up from here. And you can, if you play with that, you can feel the difference, because it's easy to just lift it up. But if you really lift it up from here, it feels a little bit different. Okay, so, and of course, if you know your balance is a little wonky, you can come have something close by. And then lift that leg on up into your body, trying to keep your back as straight as you can. You don't want to lean into this. And then grab hold with your right hand. Extend your left hand behind you. And then see if you can slowly, and don't do it if you can't, slowly look over the left shoulder. And then gently come back to center. Pull that leg in and let it come down. So the other side. We'll lift up our right leg. And again, lifting it up from here, it's almost like you feel that there's a string inside of you pulling up that leg, almost like that. And then we'll grab hold with our left hand. Keep your gaze really soft, like you're seeing everything and nothing at the same time. And maybe you can open up your arm. And then come on down and down. Okay, now let's grab hold of our strap or a scarf, just something to wrap around your leg. So because we're moving a little bit, we're moving our heads a little bit, it's hard to kind of focus on a drishti, although you can start off when your head isn't moving, focus on that drishti, which is a non-moving object in front of you. But again, you want to do it with a soft gaze and not like you're strong, a nice soft gaze. And you maintain that soft gaze as you're moving your head. So we're gonna put the strap around our right foot. And you can start with your leg low if you'd like to. And then maybe you can pull it up parallel to the ground, maybe not. Please go to where you feel, which I'm not doing, where you feel that sense of balance. And then put the strap in your right hand, open up your left hand and see if you can bring that leg out. Right. And then come on back to center and down. And you know what? So what we'll do is we'll do it twice on each side because I just think it's so much easier when we know where we're going. Okay, so we'll do the left leg now and maybe shake out a little bit. Shake out our legs. Feel a lift in your solar plexus, a gentle lift. Feel a gentle lift at your pelvic floor, but keeping the shoulders relaxed and keeping that, maybe that sense we cultivated at the beginning of class when we relaxed our body. So bring that sense of relaxation into your body as you bend your knee, pull it in, wrap the strap around the left foot, and bring that leg out. Sometimes it helps if you open up your right arm or put your hand on your hip. Soft gaze. Then bring that leg out. Okay, so do it again on both sides. And I'd love for you to get, if you need something to balance yourself, like here, say if I'm using the sofa arm here to use this as little as is necessary to, of course, maintain your balance. So if maybe you can just use a fingertip, great. I mean, you might start with your hand like this, but maybe you can come up onto your fingertips. Maybe you can, come up to a fingertip eventually and then lift for even 2 seconds and bring it back down. But each time, maybe just try it a little bit more. Try to get that sense of balance a little bit more. Okay, so now we'll bend our right knee, put the strap around the foot, the ball mound or the arch, and then extend that leg out. You can open up this arm, hand on the hip, put the strap in your right hand, and open up. Now you can keep that gentle gaze, lift gently through the solar plexus and the pelvic floor. And then come on back and down. Wonderful. Shake out. Bring that sense of ease, of relaxation into your body as we go on over to the other side. So, in. Find your drishti. Right hand wherever it's best for you. Hip. Like an airplane, whatever feels best. And then come on to the side. And back. And down. Wonderful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yay. And let's just ease our spine. So now we're coming towards the end of the class. So we really want to get that sense of relaxation. So, this is something I've been thinking of a lot recently, is that now we're starting to really prepare for a great Shavasana. So every movement now, we want to bring that sense of ease into it. So let's come on down to our backs. Easy does it. So earlier, we did a lot of twisting on our backs already today. So let's we'll do something a little bit differently. We'll do bridge pose. So if you want to grab hold of of a block, you can do that. Or a book or something that we can put under our hips in bridge pose. Doing a nice easy bridge pose. Okay, so come on down to your backs. So one way to really nestle into your mat is by kind of lifting up your rib cage a little bit, placing your shoulder blades down into the mat, and then coming down, pushing your feet into the mat. And that kind of encourages a little lift in the shoulder blades, or a backward movement in the shoulder blades. So it actually opens up that upper back there. I think that feels really good. I hope you do too. Keep your chin tucked into your chest. And just some really easy bridge poses, or bridge movements, we'll call them. So take it and inhale and lift up, and exhale down. Not going into our full bridge pose. So maybe maintaining, not even going into the shoulders that we just stretched out there a little bit. So inhale, just lift up. And when you exhale, roll down, letting your tailbone be the last thing to come down. And then the next time you lift up, grab hold of that block and just put it under your sacrum. You don't want it to go into the small of your back. You just want it under that pelvis, under the bone, supported by the bone. If you want to stretch out your legs, you can. But again, with that idea that feeling of letting go, of ease and grace. And you can stay here for a little longer, or you can transition into your Shavasana now or anytime. If you do it now, just lift up, bend your knees, lift up your tush, roll your back down. And you stretch out your legs, keep the knees bent, collapsing into each other, or put something under the knees. Arms at your sides with the palms facing up. And all of this do at your own time, in your own. Feel really tuning in to what you feel like your body wants right now. Skillful practice is an inner knowing, that inner relationship of harmony between the body. You are. Allow yourself completely relax. gentle breath. It's like the breath is kissing this peace that is always there inside of us. That peace, that true loving kindness. A gentle kiss from your breath. So now feel the breath kiss your fingers and your toes and your hands and your feet. Start gently moving. And then one at a time, bring your knees into your chest and hug your knees on into your chest. And roll on over to one side. All the way over. And then take your upper hand, press it into the floor, and spiral yourself on up to a comfortable sitting position. And then we'll touch the crown of touch the sky with the crown of our head. And with our sitting bones, connect to the earth. And again, with the breath, just feel the breath loving your whole body, kissing your heart. And thank you all so much for joining me. I love you all very much. Namaste. Namaste. And we'll turn it off.